Hey there, YouTubers. Still experiencing troubles attempting to fall asleep, so I figured I should make another YouTube video talking about those sort of false doctrines and false hopes I reckon nowadays churches are preaching. And I also taken notice of several intriguing phenomena, which include but are not limited to things like the deliberate deliberate how should I put it? I notice many churches, they simply either disregard or avoid answering questions like, how the hell do I make sure that I am saved, or otherwise, how does predestination work, and how to tell if somebody other than you has been saved. How do I know my faith is genuine, or just or I am just deceiving myself or fooling myself into believing that I had genuine faith? Those sort of questions, they have been those sort of questions, they never get properly addressed or answered by the vast majority of nowadays churches. I as you guys can see, I have made many attempts. I made quite I wouldn't say it's only a multitude of occasions, but for quite several attempts, I tried to get a straightforward answer from churches, regarding those questions and doubts. They simply just won't give you a straightforward answer to those questions, or at least they will, their responses all sound quite ambiguous, including godquestions.com.org, in regards to a specific question, how to overcome habitual sin, and how would God forgive me for as many times as I've sinned. That sort of question. And there are also you can find similar questions like, does God forgive the sins you are about to commit in the future? Let's say in the next 10 minutes or 5 minutes or 20 minutes, you think you are about to commit adultery by fapping while watching pornography. Does God forgive such sin? Even if you kind of deliberately commit those sins. For such question, and for something similar, I never get a straightforward answer from churches, like questions.com.org and Hillsong. Though I tried to ask them, they either ignore me or give you very, highly ambiguous responses. Yeah, so I suppose that kind of begins to make us, consider the very nature, the very essence of free will. I don't actually reckon we human beings have flawless free will. Assuming we do have some sort of free will, so such free will carries heavy conditions and flaws. In other words, those certain free will only occurs under the direct limitation and control of several certain conditions. In such case, that says we don't always have free will. We don't, just more often than those who refuse to acknowledge such fact. We don't have, such free will that most Christians or so-called Christians but believe they have. For instance, we don't choose to be born. We don't choose to breathe air, and we don't choose to fall asleep, right? So it's, a very a highly specific and straightforward example is I've been trying to fall, to go to bed and hibernate as early as I like to let my brain do so, yet my brain simply refuses to give in, to submit to the other version of me, or to my body. So in such case, yeah, mind body dualism actually becomes handy and applies to so to explain why our body and the mind or brain just don't cooperate with one another as flawlessly as most of those Christians tend to acknowledge and accept. So yeah, since we don't choose to be born, and we don't choose if we should or if we like to breathe air. In fact, there's another. We have another, simple example demonstrating, demonstrating such fact. We don't have a flawless free will, at least. We can't commit suicide by holding our breath indefinitely. Sooner or later, such reflex will compel us to restart breathing, whether we like it or not. No matter how how hard you try to get yourself killed by holding your breath indefinitely. Such reflex, such part of muscle surrounding the area between your chest and abdomen will compel you to breathe, to restore breathing. after after a certain duration of holding your breath deliberately. Yeah. So at this point, can you still deceive yourself by refusing to acknowledge the fact that we just don't have flawless free will? At least we don't choose to do certain things on our own accord, by our own terms. We just have to do something, at least, such as breathing, sleeping, eating, thinking. Can you stop thinking while you retain your consciousness? Can you? Well, in order to prove something's authenticity or rebuke something's some sort of a falsehood, you have to give examples. You have to show evidence, right? Since the reason we can rest assured we can believe in Jesus is because Jesus, he did once existed here on earth, and after after several weeks, after he got crucified and following the crucifixion, several weeks later, he then ascended to heaven, and we have more than one witnesses to testify to such event. Not just according to the Bible, but we also have other sources, like some history books, some other witnesses. You just go ahead and Google other witnesses of Jesus, that have not been documented by the Bible. You should have such query should have generated you should have generated quite lots of results for you guys out there, for you to ponder. So free will, since we do not possess a flawless free will, more often than not, we don't get to choose whether we should continue indulging ourselves in sins, in sinful lives, or try our best to live as seamlessly as we can. In fact, there's literally no way for us to not to sin. Well, in case you can find some hard evidences to rebuke my argument, my claim here, be my guest. I won't stop you from so doing. No matter how much how hard you try to make me feel upset about some doctrines or false doctrines, like, well, dude, you will go to hell. God will send you to hell if you don't stop sinning. You are not true Christian. You don't truly have faith in Jesus, since you are still sinning. I won't get offended, by you in case you just you think you think such doctrine harbors no personal grudges or falsehood, be my guest. Just comment about my video with whatever you wanna say to rebuke my thoughts and ideas. I don't quite mind, though I do care, but I don't mind. I don't mind that I get offended or just be my guest. Write down your comments below this video clip. About your thoughts of predestination, predestination, free will, questions and doubts like how do I know that I am truly saved, or I have true faith, I have genuine faith in Christ Jesus. Wow. Seriously though, I do experience doubts and disbelief from time to time, more or less here and there. Since I have no other Christian to to give me a hand on regaining faith, regaining joy. Since I'm all alone, and I don't take shame in it. Since we don't choose to live in solitude, right? I didn't actually choose to live, to stay at a hotel for more than 100 days away from my grandma. Because those impulses of pretty much killing everyone using the kitchen knife had grown so intense that I nearly lost control of my own consciousness, my own body. I nearly went psychopath, or at least I thought I nearly went psychopath. So it was either death for everyone, including me, or exile / homelessness, right? So I had no choice if I were to continue living and holding the line, right? What do you guys reckon? Do you think I get to choose to live like this? Do you think we get to choose not to commit adultery by fapping while watching pornography as involuntary celibates / MGTOWs? Actually, involuntary celibates, involuntary celibacy actually quite equates, involuntary MGTOW, if you ask me, or any, or MGTOW in general. Jesus. Yeah, it's coming up with a qualified judgment about such question surely as hell exceeds our programmed, our biologically innate programming parameters as human beings, right? How the heaven do we get to know what exactly happens after we perish? How the heaven do you reckon we can ever know with absolute certainty while we are still here alive in this world on planet Earth? Unless you have died and get resurrected by Jesus Christ himself. Yeah. Jesus, man, life per se remains a mystery, so does death. Yeah, I just, though I can't complain anymore about the amount of luck I possessed tonight while where I got to have a voice, a conversation via voice call on Discord with one of my fans or subscribers on YouTube. Yeah, can't say I don't appreciate such opportunity. Yeah, but regardless, yeah. Thanks again for watching and listening. I'll let you guys carry on and ponder the questions, the rebukes I've had against nowadays New Age Christian churches, regarding their ignorance and false doctrine about many things, about piles of shite. Yeah. Thanks again. Have a great day or great night. I'll see you next time on YouTube, hopefully. Bye bye. Cheers.